Steven Edwards, and this is Bout Business. In the wake of Floyd Mayweather's illustrious career emerges an elite class of boxers.
The crowd is saying that they feel like the real winner won.
All aiming to be the greatest pound for pound boxer alive.
The winner by TKO victory, Hassan High-Tech Lomachenko.
Great fighter, a true middleweight, unified champion, great pedigree. We wanted to line him up and I'll fight him kind of guys.
How do you feel Kell Brook fared in his bout with Triple G?
Well, people don't realize that a smaller fighter has the advantage early in the fight, so I expected him to land some shots and win some rounds, but Triple G put him in his place soon after, so it was a good fight, but I expected Kell Brook to have some success early because he's a smaller, quicker fighter, but it was a good fight.
After a tough loss to Golovkin, where does Kell Brook stand among the other welterweights in this division?
He could be the best fighter in this division. So we'll see if he could take, if he beats Earl Spence, then he's the best fighter in the division.
Andre Ward versus Kovalev.
Kovalev, it's a great fight. I think Ward's gonna win again. Ward just got that pedigree. He just got that strip in his brain where he's just gonna do enough to win the fight. May not look the way certain people want it to look, but he always gets the job done. I think it's gonna be sort of close, but I like Ward to win in another decision.
Boxing fans worldwide feel that Ward could be a serious contender for the pound-for-pound crown. What do you think he has to do to accomplish that?
You know, as far as accomplishments and longevity right now, he probably is the best fighter in the world right now. It's just that he took off a little while, so, you know, it's kind of one of those out of sight, out of mind kind of things. But for real, he's probably the best fighter in the world right now.
The rematch. What do you think about the idea of a three-peat?
Oh, I think they will. I mean, boxing is a business at the end of the day, you know, so money talks. So I think they'll have a rubber match if Kovalev wins this fight.
Kovalev, who until the defeat to Ward was a front runner for pound best.
I thought they both was top 5 in the world as far as the best fighters. Because the win wasn't conclusive and there's a lot of people that's got mixed emotions about who really won. You know, they fighting again. But Kovalev's right with them. I mean, the most he could have lost by was 1 point in the fight. So he's right next to Ward as far as who's the best. It's like you picking straws between the two of them. So they got to settle it in the ring.
If Kovalev were to win by way of knockout in the rematch, would that put him a notch above Ward in the anticipated trilogy?
If he wins conclusively, yes, because a lot of people think that he won the first fight. So if he was to knock Ward out this fight, it would be, you would have a large section of people that thought he won both fights. So yeah, if he wins conclusively, but you know, the last fight people consider that to be inconclusive. You know, like I said, it was a lot of mixed feelings about who really won. I couldn't even tell who won. It was that close. So I think they got to fight again and settle it. But if he was to knock Ward out and dominate him, then I would think that would give him 1-0.
Mikey Garcia, making his own name in the world of boxing, he continues to move up the ranks while getting those big fights with no promoter.
He don't have a promoter, but he got Al Heyman behind him, so that's probably better than having a promoter. He's a talented fighter, man. He actually has a chance to beat Lomachenko. Mikey's in the top 10 pound for pound in the world too, and he's bigger. He's a great fighter in himself. He has one of the better records in boxing. He's about 30-something, you know. Mikey Garcia is the real deal. anybody he hit, he could hurt. You know, any man could be hurt if they hit right. You know, he can hurt you, man. Mikey's a really, really heavy puncher for that weight, for 135 pounds, man. He can punch.
Gervonta Davis.
Oh man, that's a talented kid. I won a lot of money on him against Pedraza. He's a very, very talented kid, man. Very athletic, very strong, very talented. Just coming into his own. He's going to be a problem for a few years right now. I like.
Judging from your own experience as a professional trainer, how would this dynamic affect your ability to establish a training regimen among your fighters when the promoter is so prevalent in the gym?
Yeah, he actually has a really good trainer. I think his name is Calvin Ford, if I'm not mistaken. Floyd's the most popular fighter of the last 10, 15 years, and he has a big promotional company. So anytime, you know, you have Floyd, we're gonna make the networks and everybody else more interested in him. I mean, Floyd's an influential guy. You know, it's hard. How you gonna not listen to a guy that's 49-0 and been boxing for 20 years? So obviously, anybody that he pulls to the side in boxing, a young fighter, he's gonna command their attention and their ear. So it seems it seemed to be very beneficial for Davis that he's affiliated with.
Terrence Crawford.
Good luck to both of you.
Crawford, man, I'm very impressed with him. He can seem to do everything. Left-handed, right-handed, strong, can box, can punch. He's a great fighter.
If you could make a dream match for Terrence Crawford, at his weight class, or perhaps at a catch weight, with whom would it be?
I think a fight with him and Earl Spence. Because Crawford's a big guy. If he was to hover a little bit above 140, I don't think Spence can make 140, but that would be a brutal, high-class fight. That would be the fight that I would want to see if they could fight.
Sean Porter recently won his bout with the formidable Andre Berto.
I think Sean Porter's a rough kid. I don't think he's dirty. I think he's rough. I think he has to fight like that to be successful. He's short. He can't just sit back on the outside and not engage guys. He has to fight to his strength. You know what you're going to get with Sean Porter. He's going to come at you full blazing, head, elbows, kneecaps. And he's just a rough dude. I just think he was just too strong for Berto. He had too much stamina, just too much everything. Berto just, you know, you got to have a certain kind of mindset to fight Sean Porter because he's really taking you to war. You know what I mean? That's not, you know, you rather fight somebody boxing and being cute all day long than fighting a dude that's doing that to you. You know what I mean? He's threatening your health with the way he's fighting because not only is he strong, but, you know, he's wearing your stamina down. A referee will never have an easy job refereeing one of Sean Porter's fights because of the way he fights. But people call him dirty, but I'll always say the headbutts, they hurt him too. He's always getting cut too. You know, I would consider it dirty if the other guy was the one always getting cut and he wasn't, if he was using the top of his head. But if you look at Sean's face, he's always cut also. So I just think the headbutts are just accidental. I just think he's just a rough kid and he has to fight that way. And he's not willing to compromise his style, you know, because of headbutts or what people say. And I don't blame him. That's how he got to fight.
Throughout the years, Berto has starred in a montage of exciting fights. With this loss to Sean Porter, have we seen the last of Andre Berto?
I think that's probably it for I mean, he got a lot of money for that fight. For the money that he was making, that's the last of those kind of fights, unless he would be a top 5 guy again. And he's getting a little older now. You know, I don't know who he can beat in the top 5. Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Earl Spence. You know, who could he beat out of that crew? So, Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Who could he beat right at this moment in his career? So, you know, boxing is a young man's sport, you know. Your shelf life, once you start losing at about 33, 34, 35, you got to kind of get an exit plan in boxing.
For Andre Berto.
Keith Thurman rematch.
Sean is having an on night. Thurman is not ready to go through war and almost feeling like he's about to die again. Then I think that Sean could beat him, man. Sean is not an easy guy to fight. People don't feel like going through that. You know what I mean? And it's not always about him being the best, because I don't know if he's the best welterweight in the world. It's just that he fights so hard for so long and it's so grueling. Your body can only do that for so many times. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if Keith Thurman didn't want to fight him no more. That's a lot to go through, man. You know what I mean? And Sean is so used to that. He fights like that all the time. So that's just part of his nature to push you that way.
Mama told me not to sell word. Mama 17, 5, same color t-shirt, white. Mama told me not to sell word. Mama 17, 5, same color t-shirt. Young, poppin' with a pocket full of cottage. Whoa, chemo, sabit, chopper, aiming at your noggin. Had to call the addy, then the top I had to chop it. Pocket watching, so I gotta keep the rocket. Neck, water, faucet, water, mocking, birds, mocking, and pint stocking. Next, keep biting, wrist on hockey, wrist.
Errol Spence.
Errol Spence is like Lomachenko and Crawford, like what people consider him to probably be the best, but he hasn't done enough to be the best yet. But when you look at him, you say, wow, you know what I mean? He just hasn't been around long enough to be considered the best welterweight in the world yet. I actually think Errol Spence is going to win the fight. And I think once he wins the fight, he's going to be probably considered the #1 guy in the division, although he may not have a resume to prove it. I think he's going to win the fight. I think he's going to stop Kell Brook.
Errol, the Truth, Spence Jr.
Errol Spence is the truth. He's man, that kid can really fight. I like him to beat Kell Brook. He's a really, really good fighter. He's really strong, got a really good coach. He's technically sound. He got great stamina. He got good punching power. Errol Spence seems to be the total package, man. I mean, obviously you got to see a guy against elite level competition before you go crazy with it. But Kell Brook is an elite level guy. If he dominates Kell Brook, then he's the real deal.
Danny Swift Garcia.
I mean, Danny's a great fighter. The one loss, it was a competitive loss. I expect Danny to be just fine. I really do. I think they probably gonna fight again. You know what I mean? A close fight like that, where the kid is highly accomplished as Danny, he deserves a rematch. I think they'll fight again. Danny's another guy that's right in the mix. You know what I mean? And I think Danny could do better in a rematch. A little minor adjustment. He started a little bit quicker. He could win the fight. I'm a big fan of Danny Garcia.
Adrian Broner. Despite experiencing great levels of success in the ring as both promoter and fighter, AB has found his fair share of perils outside of the ring.
I don't really get into guys' personal life, man. Everybody have a reason, and you know, with social media and cameras and stuff, you know, everything you do in your personal life could be magnified. You know, you just gotta have good judgment about certain things. As a fighter, I think he's a tremendous fighter. I wish he fought more often so we could see him against the top guys. But you know, I'm a big Adrian Broner fan. I thought he was better at the smaller weights. But it doesn't seem like his body can carry the smaller weights no more. So now he got to fight at welterweights, was probably a little bit too big for him. But you know, with the money he's making, you know, I don't feel bad for him, and he got to fight up there. He's a tremendous fighter.
By TKO, Adrian, the Problem Broner.
Manny Pacquiao.
And Manny Pacquiao is one of the greatest fighters I've ever seen. You know. To still be going as strong as he is with almost 70 fights in his career. You know, been fighting since 1995. I graduated high school in 1994. You know, the dude's almost 40 years old. He's a phenomenal fighter. Now see, he's small like Broner, but his footwork and his training is a little bit different, so he don't get bullied. You know what I'm saying? He's actually probably smaller than Broner. He started fighting at 108, but he fights differently. He fights on the balls of his feet. He don't fight a lazy style where he's letting a bigger guy push all over him. So you don't see Pacquiao get bullied. If you watch his fights closely, even when he fight a big dude like a Margarito or Oscar, don't nobody bully him. You know what I mean? Because he fights differently. You know, so Broner gonna have to rededicate himself and understand that you got boxing is science. You don't want to fight force with force when you're a smaller guy.
Guillermo Riganda.
The most talented fighter I've ever seen as far as natural God-given ability. But this game is a business, and if you don't have everything on the management side, the world don't get to see your talents. And he's fighting off TV. He's not active. HBO and Showtime are not putting him on the way they do a lot of other guys. He's a Cuban, where a lot of Cubans don't get the same exposure that a lot of other fighters do, and I think it's a travesty because he's a tremendous talent. He really, really is, man. As far as God-given abilities, he's top 5 fighters I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking about ever in the history of boxing. As far as just natural God-given ability, reflexes, speed, timing, dexterity, going to your left, going to your right, hand-eye coordination. He's an unbelievable talent, man. It's a shame that he might get old and the world won't get to see how great he really is.
Tremendous.
Canelo
Right-hand shot by
Alvarez.
Canelo.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I think it's a great fight, but I just think Canelo is just too talented.
Just took 2 vicious body shots and a 3rd one, and he's backing away now.
I think he's been too active over the years. He's improved, where Chavez Jr. has probably regressed over the years with the weight issues and, you know, and just doing things he shouldn't do outside of the ring and not being a totally dedicated fighter. I think Canelo has the advantage. I like Canelo to win the fight, but I do think it'll be exciting. You know, it's going to be a lot of national pride on the line and things like that. Chavez is the bigger guy. I think he's going to fight his heart out, but I think Canelo just got a little bit too much natural talent for him.
Chavez Jr. fighting out of the shadows of his father's legend. Canelo Alvarez fighting to be called the son of Mexico.
Rarely do you see 2 Mexican fighters that can punch that don't make a good fight. You know what I mean? So I expect a lot of contact in that fight. I actually think Canelo's the better puncher. Although Chavez is the bigger man, where he can like lay on him and things like that, and he might move Canelo around, but who can actually punch the hardest? I think Canelo punch harder than him.
Hold it off.
Visely Lomachenko.
Man. Now, Ward might be the best fighter as far as like accomplishments and longevity, but as far as the eyeball test and who's the most talented fighter right now, that's who it is. It's Lomachenko. What he's doing is unreal, man. I mean, if everybody was, the word pound for pound, people don't realize what it means. It means if everybody was the same size, relative height, reach, and everything, who would win in the fight. And if everybody was the same size, Lomachenko will probably beat the most people. He's unreal at this moment. He just, you know, haven't been around that long, so you don't get, you know, pound for pound thing. It consists of a lot of things, and one of the things is longevity and how long the public have seen you do something. But who's the most talented, like who's the most special dude right now? Well, you know, it's like a dude coming on the football team and he's a freshman and he's really as good as the senior and he should be starting, but they just give it to the senior. But that freshman got like a special way about him and you like, wow, that's how Lomachenko is right now. He got 397 amateur fights. He was like 396-1, so his pedigree. 2 gold medalists, so he's seen every style. His dad is a great coach. He's mastered the fundamentals. And on top of that, he's a freakish athlete. So you got a guy, you know, some guys that are really athletic, and then you got some guys who are really, really skillful and master the fundamentals. Well, he has both. you know. And then sometimes you just have God-given talent. Sometimes God shine a light on you and you could just do things better than other people. So he seems to have everything. This is Stephen Breadman Edwards, and this is Bout Business.